real estate agents. Welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with my co-host, Joey Sampaga.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, that was the wrong button.
That was a wrong button.
Let me hit a different button. Oh,
That's
my gosh.
better. There we go.
Sorry.
What's going on, man?
I don't know. Something happened there, but yeah, having some fun. We got an awesome guest in the house with us today.
Before you introduce him,
okay,
I wanted to say I am excited and I'm hyped up because I had an awesome breakfast today.
You did?
Lucky Charms.
Oh, no.
That was bad, wasn't it?
Oh, that was really... Are you kidding me?
All that sugar.
Lucky Charms. Oh, okay. Well...
Here we go.
The guest today is Andrew Monaghan, the Monaghan Group, Keller Williams Professional Partners. How's it going?
I'm doing wonderful. Glad to be here.
Do you like Lucky Charms?
I can't say I've ever tried them.
Really?
But they're magically delicious.
They're magically delicious with the leprechaun on the box.
Oh, gosh. That's funny. That's funny. Hope that everything's going good with you.
Things are going amazing.
Good.
Things are going amazing.
Awesome, man. Well, we're just going to jump right in then. And why don't we have you tell the agents that are watching or listening how long you've been in the business and how did you get into real estate first?
I got into real estate in 2001. Back when it was a market very similar to now. I was actually an immigrant to America. I actually trained in the hotel business in Europe and got a chance to travel, got to see Germany, got to see a couple of different countries, and then I got an opportunity to come to San Francisco.
Wow. And
work in some hotels out there, and then I transferred to Phoenix, and my only experience of desert at that point in time was pictures of the Sahara. So I was looking for sand dunes and stuff like that. So worked in a number of hotels around here, and then I actually got an opportunity to see where came to a career crossroads, and wanted to see where I could bring the talents and service that we had from the high end of the hotel business, and where I could actually take that and serve people.
Got it.
And when we started looking around, and it was like talked to some mentors, talked to some different people, and literally real estate popped up, and so I joined 2001, got my license in May, and obviously there was a lot of stuff that happened at the end of the year.
Sure.
And so it's never looked back. It's been an amazing opportunity and to help people.
Yeah. So 17 years here in the Valley. So you definitely have seen the market change a lot.
A couple of different times.
Times.
It's like the only constant that I've found in real estate is change.
Yeah.
And when we started looking, look in the rearview mirror, you're going to run into something. So you constantly got to listen to stuff, learn from the people that you have on your podcast, so that you can actually see what's happening, take a little bit from each different person, learn what's going on, so that you're not surprised by it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We appreciate that little plug.
Yes.
Listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So 17 years. What are you doing now to be successful? Today's market.
We're right back into database. We're talking to the people that we've served. We've helped them buy or sell their homes. There's people that's within our sphere of influence. We are actually cutting back who we're dealing with. We want to deal with people that we can serve and that we can help, that knows us, likes us, and trusts us. And you become we want to become an advisor, to become a partner with them in their wealth building, as opposed to, you're another disposable cog in a wheel. It's like, have it where we know our clients, know their goals, know what's actually happening, so that we can help them make the best financial decision for them.
Right. Yeah, and I remember you talking about that before the show a little bit, about helping your clients build wealth through real estate. Mm-hmm. So is that something, I guess you have that conversation now with every single client that you work with? Yeah,
whether it's a newer client or a referral that's coming in, or whether it's a client that has worked with us for years, we'll sit down and talk to them, find out what they're wanting to do. It's and put up a plan for what's best for them.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be the house that they're looking for. Sometimes it can be a smaller home that works for what they're needing, and utilizing the extra money left over to be able to buy an investment property or buy whatever it turns out to be. Some of my clients have been with me for one of my clients has been with me since 2002. He bought his first house, but I think we're on about our 20th home with him right now.
Wow. 20 houses.
But the great thing with it is by helping him and by knowing his state, we've done some 1031 exchanges. And one of the houses that we had, he bought in probably the highest day of the market, towards the end of 2006. And he bought it for $165,000. He was selling it for $160,000, 10 years, 12 years later. And by actually knowing the client and we found out that there was money, 1031 money or tax exchange money in there, and he had a $60,000 tax liability. So by doing that, we actually got a strategy to buy another investment house instead of just taking the tax and being able to build that. So he's probably hopefully he'll be happier in we know he does his tax returns next year.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'm curious, when you approach your clients, your past clients, how do you actually bring up that conversation of, do you have like a script? Do you have a system of how you approach them, or you just ask them, hey, do you ever think about investing in real estate?
A lot of that is, what is your investment? What is your long-term goals? Some of the stuff can be just downright as simple as buy a house a year and a 15-year note.
Yeah.
And rent it.
Okay.
At the end of 15 years, you've got a house paid off. That'll be for me, it's that'll be 65. So by then I've a house paid off every year for the next 15 years. So it's a way to build secure wealth. I don't see anything different. The market may go up, the market may go down, but Phoenix is still going to be beautiful for 10 and a half months a year.
Sure.
So
I only ask because most people, they don't think of, they only think of real estate agents when they're either buying or selling a house. They don't think about the whole wealth building, the whole financial planning type thing, and what you're doing is great. So I'm just wondering.
It's just keeping in contact. Some of the best things is knowing them and becoming a part of their life.
Yeah.
So that if they need something, you become a resource for them. And everything from I need a CPA. Great. Here's our list of CPAs that we're working with.
Yeah.
So and then with that, it's like you get to know their goals.
Sure.
It's not a walk in the first day ever. It's like, okay, let's invest all your money in real estate. It's no, how can we best help you, and what are you looking to do with your life? And have you thought about this? No, I've never thought about investing in real estate. It's like, because there's too much work. It's like, get a property manager.
Yeah.
You'll never see the property. And then let's utilize the money that's left over to buy a second one, so that 20 years down the line, you have somebody else paid for your retirement.
Yeah.
So I think that I think what you're doing is awesome, that approach, because I would venture to guess that of the however many agents we have in the Phoenix Metro,
50,000,
50 or 60,000, not many probably are taking that approach first to make sure that it fits within their financial plan, if you will, right? Anyway, that's my take, just from
the way that we're looking at it is just truly
awesome. That's awesome.
Truly,
I'm gonna have to move this over a little bit, guys.
The biggest piece about it is we can be transactional.
Yeah,
I've tried it. It's no fun. It's a number coming in, it's a number going out. For a period of time in my career, when I was doing bank-owned properties, I was selling units. At times, they may as well have been widgets or whatever. The most excitement and the most fun is when you're actually talking to somebody that you can make a difference for, and it's the one-on-one, and it's setting. It's truly and honestly, it's the connection with people.
Yeah.
And that's where the most fun comes out of. That's where the referrals comes out of. That's where you're not walking into a meeting with somebody. Do I like you? Do I trust you? You're just another one. To Joe says that you're a good guy. Let's go talk.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm looking for. And here's my pre-approval. Let's go buy a house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
No origination fee and $1,000 cost, or $1,000 to you.
Exactly. Sounds like you've heard of a program.
Oh yes. It's a really good one too.
Actually, had somebody sign up on it this morning.
Did you?
Oh,
Have you been using it?
Yeah.
Really?
Been on the pilot program with Keller Mortgage. Smooth? It's really, really smooth. High level customer service.
Okay.
And it smooths out a whole bunch of challenges. Appraisal is ordered on day one.
Wow.
There's no cost to the buyer.
We should probably let people know what we're talking about.
One of the things, I'm with Keller Williams.
Yeah, Keller Williams Mortgage.
I'm actually with Keller Williams Real Estate Company. And one of the things that happened a number of years ago is our company started looking at that the market and the business was actually changing. There was disintermediaries coming in saying we're going to be wonderful for you and getting between the agent and their client base. So there's some companies that's out there right now that's actually building it up that says now that we'll handle the leads as they're coming in because agents don't do a great job at following back up with them. So we'll put a concierge call center, something between it. The next step down the line is, do we need an agent as much, or now can we charge you more for that? And not getting into the company side of things, but Gary Keller, that's the owner of the company, put $1 billion of his own money that says we're going to become a technological company that's going to be there to support our agents on an end-to-end structure. And one piece of it is mortgage. Because again, if the mortgage companies are providing the leads to the agents, then you're beholden to the mortgage company. Gary's belief is that your database is your business, and finding a way to utilize different models and systems to keep you connected and bring value to your clients. If we can sit down, he looked at mortgage, and that there's a lot of different things happening in the mortgage business right now. He looked at it and said, let's buy a mortgage company that can originate in as many states as possible. I think it's 48. And with that, we can walk in with a pre-approval. Then we can tell them that there'll be an appraisal done on day one. There'll be an inspection done as quickly as possible. It's going to take some of the pain and this out of it and uncertainty out of it for the seller when we're on the other side. And then the other piece of it is that you can get most of your closing costs back, and it doesn't cost you anything. It puts our buyer in a better position, so that if I am looking for closing costs and my buyer actually needs closing costs, it may be $1,000. It could be title and escrow fees, as opposed to looking for 3%. It makes our clients and it puts our clients in a better position.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's not for everybody. It works in some cases it doesn't. It's just another tool in our tool belt that can actually allow us to serve our clients better.
That's right. Keller Mortgage, yep. All right. How did we get on that? Oh, that's right. Joey got us on that. Well, you talked about referrals, so I do want to hear about that. You said most of the business now coming in is from referrals, either from past clients, your sphere, and also from agents across the country.
Yeah.
Is that right?
There's a lot of different things. Again, as we're building and as we're going back into the absolute basics, there's companies, again, that want to sell you leads, sell you this, sell you that, and sell all the stuff. I'd much prefer to buy a cup of coffee, have breakfast with a friend, and talk to him about what he's doing, how he's doing, his kids and his grandkids doing this, or playing baseball, or playing whatever, and they're growing, and now you're seeing the kids growing, and now with that, it's like, oh, by the way, my neighbor's selling something. Or doing a good job for a client when you're selling their home, and they tell their neighbor, and the neighbor calls you and says, Fred said that you're doing a great job. You put his house in escrow. I'm thinking of selling now myself. It happened this week. So it becomes almost like a mushroom. It just starts really, really small, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's just interacting with agents across the country where you provide a level of service. There's another aspect of the technology that we're using right now where we can go big and go small. Sometimes it's like you throw a referral out on Facebook, and it's the Facebook groups that'll say so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. With the referral system that Gary's put into Keller Williams is that you can actually see who's the most active agent in the area that you're actually selling. So if you've got a referral that's going into Sun City Phase 1, you can actually see who's the most active agents that sold houses in Sun City Phase 1, that knows the most about it. So you can actually do that. Our goal is to build out our referral base, talking with agents, how can I best serve them? Same as we can serve our local people, how can we best serve an agent in an out-of-state area? And the nice thing about the referral program is you can rate the referral. You can rate the agent that sent it to you. You can rate the agent, because everything is going back to our ratings right now. So now you can look for not just the agent that's selling all the houses, look for the agent that's providing the highest level of service. And that's, I believe, which is the future of our business.
Sure. No, I like that.
Yeah, it's good
I
stuff.
like that a lot. Do you have a team structure now?
We have a team structure.
Okay.
It's a little bit smaller. Some buyer's agents, myself as the listing agent, my wife is in the business with me. We've got a number of team members. All of them are virtual. I've got a team member in Costa Rica. I've got a team member in the Philippines. I've got one in Utah and one in
Ireland. No.
No, the accent is too hard to understand. And I have another one in Boise.
Boise.
All right.
So it's just, with technology right now, we can actually work with somebody as if they're in the office next door. Fire up Zoom meeting or fire up Skype, and you can have somebody sitting with you.
Absolutely.
And they can be across the world, and they can do it much better than I can do it.
So what are your virtual team members doing? Are they transaction coordinators? What exactly are they doing?
Transaction coordination, our marketing, my executive assistant is actually in Utah. My caller's in Costa Rica. I've got somebody else doing some project work for us that's out of the Philippines.
Wow.
So it allows us also the time to speed things up, because somebody can be 8 hours ahead of us. I can send a project at 8 o'clock at night to somebody, and it can be back in the morning. And it becomes a win-win. The biggest thing that we've learned over the years with virtual assistants is they're extremely important, and you have to work with them as if they are actually
team members.
Yeah. We interview them, we disc them or get the personality profiles, find out about them, because they're real people at the other end of things.
Absolutely.
And help them achieve their goals.
Yep.
So again, it's a partnership. It's not a do something for me and I'll do something. It's like, how can we all work together?
Yeah.
But our business is changing. When I got into business, it was like you did everything from do your calling, do your door knocking, put the sign in the front yard, take your pictures, really good ones on a bad camera, you name it. To now, we've narrowed our focus down to, my focus is lead generate and follow up with our clients, spending the time with them, spending the time building the business and reconnecting with our business, so that I can do the things that's good. List and sell homes, help buyers, that type of thing. All of the other stuff, there's people that do it so much better than me.
Sure.
And they can do it faster, they can do it with tech, you name it.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the biggest change that's there. So again, we're going narrow to go big.
Yeah. Awesome. How about, I meant to bring this up a second ago. So your concept of, I'd rather have a cup of coffee, sit down across from the table with somebody, right? To me, it sounds like there are two masters out there when it comes to marketing that most people know about. One's Gary Vaynerchuk, let's say, and the other one's like Seth Godin. You're doing a very Seth Godin approach to marketing versus a Gary V approach, because Gary V's is all over out there. Seth is more, I want to build a small tribe who's going to help spread me all over the place.
I've tried both. Gary V is amazing. I listen to his books. That's kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? But
listen to the audio.
I listen to the audio books, but Gary V is absolutely amazing. I listened to one of his earlier books by accident. He said that he wrote it, I think it was 2011.
Crush It.
I think it was Crush It. 2011 was when it was, and he was saying something. By the way, everything in this book is going to be obsolete by 2015. In hindsight, it was. So Gary V is I'm always want to learn from thought leaders. I listen to Gary V. I listen to Tony Robbins. I listen to some different stuff that's out there, so I can bring it back to our smaller tribe.
Yeah.
When you talk one-on-one, when you talk where you're actually helping somebody one-on-one, it's much more, for me, it's much more enjoyable. Even back, like I said, I did REO, bank business. From the outside, it looked awesome. It's like, hey, look at this, he's getting all the properties. On the flip side, it was, I knew my asset managers, I knew the clients that I was dealing with, I knew what their goals were. I spoke with them regularly, met with them to say hello, and again, so I could best help them.
Right.
And by helping them, I got what I needed. By helping people in a smaller area, in a smaller tribe, it's awesome. Right. Gary Vee builds a fantastic business. I'm just looking at the piece of it where I can provide value to people, just like Gary Vee does, and do it in a smaller tribe, where it's Joe shows up and says to Mary that you got to use Andrew for their services because he'll provide this for you. You win. Yeah, everybody wins.
Absolutely. No, I love that. Before we move to the next segment here, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you give back to the community? I know you mentioned an organization that you're part of, and you guys do a pretty big event out there on the west side, right?
I'm blessed. We started a group called the West Valley Mavericks. I was one of the founding members of it back in about 5 years ago, and it's an organization that's focusing on the West Valley because a lot of times people think that Phoenix stops at I-17 and there's nothing else out there, and it's like there's cactus and cotton and that type of stuff. There's a vibrant area in the West Valley, and we modeled it. It's a group of 40 gentlemen that came together, and it was like, we are going to start focusing on the West Valley. Started with Phoenix Children's Hospital and the West Valley, and growing into last year through the money we raised through we focus on events. It's a fun way to do it. It's a fun way to do it.
Yeah.
We have 4 events a year, 4 major events a year. We just had the Roundup. It was Food Truck Festival. We had 6,000 people at Goodyear Ballpark, 50 food trucks, 4 bands, right between the rain on Saturday. It was blessed.
Wow.
At the end of the year, we've got the Patriot Golf Tournament. It's 80 of the top golfers in the world. These golfers will be on the PGA in a year or two. That's a 4-day tournament that's actually out of the Wigwam. Then coming up in March 1st, we have the Shindig. And the Shindig is actually a suitcase party. You buy your ticket, you bring a suitcase with you, because 8 to 10 people that are at the party are leaving on a jet that night. So you pull in, have an amazing evening, and the drawing at the end of the evening is like, okay, ticket number 156.
Wow.
Grab your suitcase and hop on the plane, and you're in Vegas for a weekend.
Oh, I was going to say,
awesome.
You just don't tell them where they're going.
We didn't tell it. Well, first year was a little bit of a surprise. It's Vegas.
Oh.
And then we have our big fundraising at the end of the year is we've about 250 people on the Wigwam golf courses, and that's our big fundraiser. It raised about $150,000 last year, and all of that money goes to the West Valley Mavericks Foundation, and we give out to 48 different charities in the West Valley, over about $350,000 last year.
Wow.
What a great way to give
That's
back.
awesome.
And it's an awesome group, and it's you get to see the knock-on effect of giving. We can have an event in a food truck festival. It's awesome in itself, and it raises some money. But when you see that the difference that a $10,000 donation to a small charity can make for the community.
Yeah.
One of the charities we served last year, completely off topic, I apologize.
No,
but one of the
this is
charities
good.
I think it's called Read Better, Be Better. 7th graders teaching 3rd graders how to read after school. They come in, they take an extra hour of their time, there's a teacher that volunteers, and the knock-on effect and the unintended consequences is those kids are now going home and teaching the rest of their family how to read and write. And it's like $5,000, $10,000 to that organization, turn that around. Not that it's a big thing or anything fantastic, but there's great people doing great things. What the Mavericks is allowing us to do is have a central location where we've got a little bit of clout, for want of a better way, name recognition of some events, which can raise the money, and then we just give back. All the money we raise goes straight back into the community. It's absolutely amazing.
That's so cool.
So that's what I do. Have some fun with that.
That deserves the awesome button.
All right.
Awesome. Awesome.
Second time today.
There we go. That is great. All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
Anything else you want to say before we get in the ring?
Nope.
You're good?
Right
All
in the ring.
You ready to get in the ring? Here we go. All right. What's the best advice that anyone's ever given you?
Focus on... It's focus. It's the client. It's one person at a time. Focus on somebody else's needs, and you'll get everything that you're looking for yourself.
All right.
Oh, that's a
cool.
good one.
What's your favorite mobile app?
It's actually Kelly. It's the Keller Williams.
Oh,
it's the Keller Williams app. There's a whole bunch of different things. It's growing up. It's going to become the engine of the business I'm choosing to utilize the technology that's coming out from our company, but it's the Kelly app.
Yeah.
Kelly
It's
app's
cool how
good.
you can,
It's
you can
for
say
one of the-
snapshot and all that, and it
Y-
gives
y-
you boom.
You say snap, and it's going to tell
Snap.
you. We were
Yeah.
visiting Hawaii recently at a class. It was a tough place to be in a class, but we just opened up the app and said snap, and it's like, okay, the average house in the neighborhood is 3.8 million. It's like, okay,
Wow.
that's a neighborhood, but it's the technology that we spoke about earlier that's there to give back to the agents.
Yeah.
It's my favorite app.
That's cool.
Awesome.
How about a book recommendation?
I started with Why, Simon Sinek.
Yeah, I like Simon Sinek. He's good.
You know, if for nothing else, if you don't want to read the book, just go to his TED Talk and listen to the 17 minutes of his TED Talk and some of the stuff that's there. As again, Gary Vee's a thought leader, Sinek is a thought leader. Just
Yes.
talking to everything from how to start yourself out to be a leader to dealing with millennials.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's great. He's great. Any? How about a productivity tool or software that you use on a regular basis?
Again, it's back into as we're building. I'm blessed in the fact that I've been part of the labs with Keller Williams. So I'm seeing some of the technology and helping build the technology as it's coming out. I'm putting the entire business into it. So
All right.
that's
There
where
you
we're
go.
at.
All in.
All in, right?
You know what? I'd prefer, you have to go all in with something,
Yes, I agree.
regardless of what it is. My choice is it may not be the, for me, it's making the difference so that I can help and grow.
Yeah. All right. Last question. Have you draw from the mask?
Here we go.
This is
Okay.
beautiful. What is that, velvet?
Oh, go ahead. Unless you can't read my writing, it's pretty bad.
Who's your favorite actor or actress? Irish guy.
Irish guy.
Pierce Brosnan.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know he was Irish.
He is actually.
I thought he was an English guy.
He acts like an English guy. It's like, okay, can you imagine that the two best James Bonds, in my opinion, were, you got an Irish guy and a Scotch guy.
Oh, wow, that's funny.
So, yeah.
That is fun. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was Irish.
I didn't either.
Wow.
I thought he was Australian. No, teasing.
Now I got to go fact check it. I could be an Irish story. I don't know.
That came from the pub.
Something like that.
Oh gosh. Well, thank you so much for being on here.
Yeah, I really
thank you.
enjoyed this
It's
one.
been great.
This is a good
If
interview.
agents want to reach out to you directly, how is it okay that they do so?
Of course. One of the things that I love doing is mentoring agents and talking to people that in any way that we can help them. My best way, my email address is andrew@themonaghan.com, MONAGHAN. There's a G in there just to mess with Americans. And my cell phone number is 602-541-9416. And I'm absolutely delighted to help anybody that wants to grow.
That's great.
There you
Well,
go.
thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here. Until next time, guys, it's Jeff Underwood.
And Joey Sampaga.
And a big thank you to Fidelity National Home Warranty
Yes.
for sponsoring the show.
That's right.
See you later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Great job.
Thank you.